Every travel blog is lying to you, not intentionally, not maliciously, but the restaurant they recommended closed in 2022. The hidden gem neighborhood overrun with influencers now. The hotel they called affordable raised prices 3 times since that post went live. The entire system travelers rely on is built on outdated information dressed up as current advice. And somewhere in China, an app looked at that broken system and said, we can do this better. It did. And now millions of people travel completely differently because of it. The app is called Red Note. And once you understand what it actually does, you will never look at a travel guide the same way again. Here's a scenario that every traveler knows. New city, you are hungry, you want somewhere real, not the tourist trap on the main boulevard, not the place with a menu in 6 languages and photos of every dish laminated to the table. An actual local spot where real people eat. So you do what everyone does. You Google it. First result, a blog post written in 2021. The writers opens with a paragraph about how much they love discovering authentic local cuisine. You skip it and scroll to the list. Restaurant 1, permanently closed. Restaurant 2, bought out, completely different now. Restaurant 3 has 847 TripAdvisor reviews and a queue every single night. Restaurant 4, you can't find the address. Restaurant 5, fine. Just fine. Nothing that makes you feel anything. You eat, you leave, you wonder the whole walk back where the locals eat somewhere completely different, somewhere invisible to the internet, somewhere you will never find because it doesn't exist on any platform you know how to use. This isn't bad luck. This is the design. Western travel content was never built to help you find great experiences. It's was built to generate clicks, and clicks don't care whether the information is still accurate. Red Note was built on a completely different premise. What if the information was actually true? When Western journalists first noticed Red Note, they reached for the easiest comparison available. Chinese Instagram. They called it worst. Embarrassingly wrong. Instagram is a stage, a place where people perform the most polished, funnest, aspirational version of their existence and wait for strangers to applaud. Every photo is a highlight, every caption is crafted, every location tag is a subtle flex. Red Note user post like they are texting a friend who's about to make a mistake. Don't go to that place on the corner. The portion got smaller and the prices went up. Go 2 street behind it. Unmarked door, red curtain. Order the second thing on the menu. Cash only, worth every second. That's the energy. It's specific, honest, useful in a way that feels almost aggressive compared to what Western platforms serve up. No gatekeeping, no save this for later, no building personal brand around every hot take. Just here's everything I know. Take it, go have a good time. On the entire internet, that culture is genuinely rare, and once you have experienced it, normal social media starts to feel hollow in comparison. There's a city in Yunnan province the most outsider have never heard of. It's called Dali. But young people across China have another name for it, Dalifornia. Not because it's glamorous, not because it's expensive or exclusive, because it's where burnt out people go to remember what it felt like before everything got so exhausting. Tech workers who stabbed under 996 schedules, artists who got tired of pretending competition was exciting, young people who looked at Beijing apartment they would never afford, and Shanghai career ladder they would never reach the top of, and made a quite radical decision. Not anymore. Dali absorbed all of them. Rice field, misty mountain, ceramic studios behind unmarked door, bookshops the size of living room, tattoo parlors operating inside stone buildings that are older than most countries. And when tourists arrive in Dali, one thing is immediately obvious. Nobody is asking the hotel for recommendation. Nothing is pulling up TripAdvisor. Every single person walking those streets has Red Note open, following routes built by strangers, navigating recommendation left by people they will never meet, discovering places that don't exist on any map a Western tourist would think to open. And those routes work. reliably, consistently, because they are not written by a travel journalist on a press trip. They are written by someone who was standing in the exact spot last Tuesday and wanted to make sure the next person didn't miss it. That difference is everything. There's a trend on Red Note called City Walks. Simple idea, insane execution. Someone picked a neighborhood and built a complete day inside it. Not a loose list of suggestions, a full operational plan. Coffee at 11 a.m. Here's the exact table to ask for. Street market opens at 11. Skip the first entrance. Go around the left side. Better stuff there. Look at this specific place. Order this specific dish. Tell them you want it spicy. Photo spot at 4 p.m. because that's when the shadow fall at the right angle. Night marker after dinner. Avoid the third row entirely. Overpriced tourist junk. Walking times between each stop. Realistic budget. What color to wear if you want good photos at each location. An honest, unsparing note about what's actually worth it and what just looks good on camera. People follow these rules like sacred texts, and when they come back to the comments, sometimes hours later, sometimes days later, to report back, did the whole route, best day of the entire trip. Millions of people navigating cities designed entirely by strangers, trusting completely and being rewarded for it. At some point, that stopped being social media and start being something the English language doesn't quite have a word for yet. Forget the future, forget the statistics. One story explained Red Note better than any other breakdown ever could. Traveler, foreign city, laptop dies completely. Dead battery, fried charger, the whole thing. Language barrier, no contact. Middle of a work trip with deadline waiting. In most countries, that's the beginning of a very bad day. This traveler opens Red Note, 6 minute, 3 verified repair shop nearby with honest recent review, not star rating given by bots, actual written accounts from people who walked in with the same problem. A cafe 2 blocks away where other traveler confirmed the Wi-Fi is fast enough to actually work. Direct personal advice from someone who faced the identical situation in the same city less than a year ago. Not a Google result from 3 years back, not a forum thread with 0 replies, not a chatbot guessing. Real people, real information, real help. The app didn't entertain anyone in that moment. It didn't serve an ad. It didn't keep anyone scrolling. It just quietly solved the problem and sent someone back into their day. That's the whole game right there. Here's the question that actually matters. Why didn't Western platform build this first? The technology isn't complicated. The concept isn't revolutionary. People sharing useful information with strangers. That's as old as the internet itself. The answer is uncomfortable. Western social media was never designed to be useful. It was designed to be inescapable. Keep eyes on a screen, manufacture desire, sell attention to the highest bidder, make people feel like their lives are slightly worse than everyone else so they keep coming back to check. Useful platform sends you back into real world, and a platform that sends you away is a platform that loses revenue. So Western companies never build it, not because they couldn't, because the incentives point straight somewhere else entirely. Red Note builds something different, a platform where the whole point is to make your life outside the app better, where success means you got what you needed and closed the app and went and actually experienced something. An entire generation in China now treats it the way previous generation treated electricity. Not entertainment, not a time killer. Infrastructure, something life quietly runs on. And until the rest of the world figures out that those are two completely different things, they will keep building shinier, louder, more addictive version of a system that was broken from the start. The blueprint already exists. It's just written in a language most of the world hasn't bothered to learn yet. Anyway, what's your thoughts on this? Tell me in the comment and I'll see you in the next one.